So how many YouTube videos have you watched before getting to this video? That's it. That's my big intro. It's really not any more extravagant than that. Again, YouTube, don't get me wrong, I love it, but at the moment it has been a problem this past year and I needed to make some intentional changes. So what I wanted to share is some things that I sat down, actually got away from the computer, got away from YouTube and thought about for a while. How could I use YouTube differently? Let's first address the black hole syndrome or problem with YouTube. I don't have to go into detail telling you about how easy it is to fall into that endless cycle of just watching the next video, the next video. And again, I think we've all gotten smarter to this, but a problem is it trains our brain. So for instance, I'll open up the homepage of YouTube. Let's say I'm on my lunch break and I open up that homepage and I click on a variety of videos, hold down control, open them in new tabs, and then just kind of go one by one through them. But realistically, I'm not doing this with any purpose or meaning. I'm really just looking to be entertained, which is fine. That's what YouTube is for at times as well. But then I end up realizing I just wasted a bunch of mental energy on watching these videos, even deciding which ones I wanted to watch. And realistically, by the end, I didn't really gain anything that was valuable, or that this morning I thought I should watch a video about that to help me move closer towards my overall goals or something that reflects my values in life. First thing I had to settle in my brain was, okay, we've got YouTube for entertainment and for education. Most of us probably know that, but I needed to separate that out. There are times I go there to just be entertained, but I've realized that if I'm doing that, I need to time box that. Otherwise, it just turns into a waste of time, and then I don't have energy left for doing the other tasks that I need to do that day, or the things that, again, ultimately, I think we all have goals, things that we value that we want to be spending our time on, but it's so easier just to watch another YouTube video. But then we have the educational part of YouTube. And that's the part I want to focus on, is being intentional about how am I going to use YouTube? Let's just say this year, we're starting into a new year. I want you to think about for yourself, how am I going to use this as a tool, as an educational tool? I love historical quotes. This one I thought really pertained well to this. Henry David Thoreau said, "It's not enough to be busy, so are the ants. The question is, what are we busy with?" That sums up pretty well what I struggle with on YouTube is, what am I doing? Like, what's the purpose of this? I get we watch movies, for instance, to be entertained, and we use YouTube. I use YouTube as TV now. I mean, I don't ever watch TV other than maybe the Olympics or, uh, I don't know. I don't even know what else. So again, if I'm going to be entertained, I need to set a time limit on that. But let's think about the educational piece. What is it that we're coming there to learn, or how is it going to move our goals forward? And what I would encourage you with that is, instead of the black hole syndrome, be intentional about the videos that you watch. If you're going to watch a video that's 15 minutes, in order to build your focus muscle, this is what I'm trying to do. So again, I won't speak from any place that I haven't been. I'm trying to actually watch the entire video start to finish. Don't even hover over the chapters. In fact, I'm going to stop adding chapters to my own videos. I want to help people get back to focusing. To me, like, the future skill, soft skill that is going to be most in demand in the future is going to be the ability to focus, because our focus is just destroyed in this day and age. The ability to be able to put all of your effort into one task, or to even, let's say, do customer service well or something like that, whatever you're using that focus towards, completing a construction project. The ability to focus is going to be the future currency. So why not help ourselves by practicing that, even with things like YouTube? A couple suggestions that I came up with that I'm asking myself is, make a little mental checklist for yourself. What do I hope to gain from watching this video? Is it aligned with my goals or values? Another thing that I did a little bit differently this year is I went through all the people that I'm subscribed to and just unsubscribe to the ones that I don't even remember why I subscribed to them. Thinking of what types of people or channels would I like to have show up in my feed? Are they inspiring? Are they encouraging? Are they challenging? Do they provide good information? Those are the types of people that I would want to show up and to be feeding my brain on a daily basis. There's that idea of just finding those people who share stories that inspire you. They make you feel less alone. We're all looking for community. Now, I'm going to 100% say find real world friends, relationships, marriage, family. That is way more important than these kind of fake, to some degree, relationships we have online. Now, there is some degree of community. And really what that is not feeling alone. There are instances where people they're trapped at home. They can't even get out. They don't have as many opportunities. Maybe they're in a rural area where they can't have certain relationships because they would never meet like-minded people unless they met them online. So community is and does exist on YouTube, but think about channels and people you subscribe to or watch. Are they people that I would be friends with in real life? Potential role models, mentors? That's the type of people that I would encourage you and and I'm saying this to myself. So again, only practicing preaching what I'm practicing. Who would I want to watch on a daily basis, get to know better, invest time in? And I suppose that's going to be people who are on similar journeys or learning similar things as you, or trying to head towards the same goals as you. Also this year, let's work on filtering out clickbait. That is something I'm just tired of. I'm so tired of the same old, common, the Alex Hormozi, I don't even know how to say his last name. That sort of style where everyone just keeps copying everyone else. They regurgitate the same content. I want people to think again. I want to hear people who are actually thinking. Even in their video, I don't care. I'd rather watch someone processing something that is more engaging to me rather than just the common format for clickbait. This is how you need to do your script. This is how you need to do your hooks, your intros, your 5 points, whatever it is. People are moving away from that. We want authentic. AI is sort of messing us all over in terms of we want something that's authentic. The further AI gets and the more we can't really trust what we see if it comes to video, images, content. We're going to want to know that there are real people out there that we can connect with. 100% encourage that more so in the real world, to be connecting and making these relationships. But again, let's avoid clickbait. Let's just stop feeding it. I would love to see the common clickbait schemes or the ways that they pull us in, myself included. I'm totally still watching those videos. But I would love to see them die off and that we get back to more authenticity. One final note there, what I mentioned with kind of going through unsubscribing to people that I don't really care to watch, I would encourage you and let's curate almost like the TV channels that we're watching. Again, you can tell I'm 41 since I'm talking about TV. Let's curate the people that we want to watch. Make sure that, maybe every few months, just go through and check out that list and remove the ones that we're not interested in. I personally am trying to watch more people that I'm just interested in and stay a little bit more consistent with following them. I find that's more valuable, and I find I learn more from them that way. We think about time management in work, which is odd to me that we don't do it as often. I know a lot of people do, and that's a really wise and intentional way to live, is that we time manage or time block the things we want to be intentional about doing in our spare or recreational time. I would encourage, and what I'm trying to do is, let's say I have my lunch break. I give myself 30 minutes. I'm self-employed, but I give myself 30 minutes, make my lunch. How can I block my time so that I use this intentionally? But more than just time blocking how long I'll actually be on YouTube would be intentional about, don't open it up on your phone. I don't take my phone to the bathroom anymore. At nighttime, I try to avoid being on my phone. I do not do that perfectly. Some nights it's just, my mind just goes right there. And looking at, maybe a YouTube video. I watch restoration videos to help me fall asleep sometimes. That's kind of odd, but they're just very simple and relaxing formula, and they just make me tired, and I watch it until I shut it off and go to bed. Or read the Bible on my phone. That's another way I like to end my night. Watch it on your laptop, your desktop computer, whatever it is, try to schedule that time, but be intentional about what we're watching. There's a quote by Abraham Lincoln that says, "Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I'll spend the first 4 hours sharpening my axe." Time will always fill the amount that it is given. Things will just fill up that time. So if you give yourself, even like with work, I give myself, oh, maybe this thing will take me 4 hours. Well, I'll spend 4 hours. If I tell myself to do it in 2, I'll be much more intentional about how I get those things done, how efficient I am, what I'm saying no to. Let's do the same with YouTube this year. One tip there that I'm trying to implement myself is adding things to playlists or watch lists that look interesting, but sort of like the idea of don't impulse buy. So sometimes you put something in your cart, give yourself 24, 48 hours. Some people go like 30 days, but they come back to it and think, do I still need this thing after this amount of time? I've found when I put things in a playlist or a watch list, I come back to it and I'm like, why in the world did I put this in here? Delete. Versus something I put in there, I'm like, oh, that still looks really interesting. Or I'm thinking about, oh, I'd like to watch that video when I have some time. So think about, again, that's the idea of curating your own TV schedule, or not even TV, but things you want to learn. And it can be entertainment too. I have a list of just funny videos that I just like to have on hand. Me and my kids watch them sometimes. Another aspect of YouTube that I do love, I mean, both it can be hilarious. I mean, the comments we know can be wildly funny. Sometimes I just head right down to those. If I know the type of video, it's like a news thing or something, I'm like, oh, I want to see what the comments are. They're often more entertaining than the actual video itself. But watching the same creators often, you start to notice not even just the same names that show up in the comments, but it is a community of like-minded people. Because if I'm watching someone that I'm looking to learn something or accomplish a goal from, let's say I'm watching a video where I'm trying to build a YouTube channel, for instance, there we go. You're watching the comments and you're seeing these people with the same struggles as you. So that's an interesting part of YouTube that has this community. And I want to say it's different than Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all of those. You have comments on there, but they're definitely, tell me if I'm wrong, they seem different on YouTube in regards to people are a little bit more genuine about what they're asking. Creators often respond more. The community and other people commenting tend to fill in the gaps as well. So I find that to be really helpful. I mean, it's like its own form of Reddit to some degree. To me, that sort of, it sparks a motivation. It sparks a curiosity. Again, I could go into a whole separate video about you can use that for motivation if you're creating videos or a blog or something and you're trying to answer questions that people frequently have. Well, head right to the comments and you'll find out the answers to those right away. How many times have you, like for instance, I've watched a auto video. So I'm working on my car. I watch a video and in the video I'm like, that didn't really answer how to, my bolt doesn't look like that. But then you look down below and someone's typically already asked that question. And again, it becomes more informative than just the video itself. So again, another benefit of YouTube plus its comment section being very educational, more than you can get elsewhere. I'm trying to be more open and honest in these videos to reveal more of who I am and not hide this stuff. I'll be honest, I don't like social media. Like, I get that there's some benefit to it. There's some relationships that can be maintained or built. Yeah, my family knows this about me too. I just go on Facebook, Instagram every once in a while. Do not have it on my phone because I don't want to be distracted by that stuff. But I'll go on my computer, check stuff out, and every time I leave and I'm like, what was the point of that? I didn't learn anything of value. And there is definitely something different about TikTok, Instagram, all of that. I mean, yes, everything is very salesy. Everyone's trying to sell something. I won't deny it's not like I'm not trying to make some type of money off this channel, this endeavor. That's what helps motivate us. But again, TikTok feels like sort of a cesspool of a lot of different things. And again, that one has so many issues around legislation, laws, things that are happening with it that I'd be really surprised to believe that that'll still be in its same form in, let's say, 5-10 years. Again, my desire with this is to share what I'm working on in myself, which is How do I use this as a growth tool and not just a time suck or the energy that I have each day to accomplish things or the things that I really want to do with the time I've been given for this day? How can I be more intentional with it? And I know I've said intentional like 500 times in this video. It's probably my word for this year to focus on is intentionality. All that to say, I know that a lot of people struggle with this. I talk to my kids about it frequently. They struggle with it. We have open, honest dialogue about how you doing with, binge watching videos, stuff like that. And it's not an intentional thing that, I said it again.
You did it again! That's it!
It's not an intentional thing that we set out to do. It's just something that's easier than starting something difficult. My challenge to you, to myself, let's pick some high value videos that we want to watch that are going to encourage, challenge, help us not feel alone, that'll be beneficial. And then let's cut it off. Let's just pick a few videos for the day and cut it off. I want to see people growing in focus. I want to see them putting more time into relationships again, face to face, than just losing all of our mind, our focus, our energy, all of our time on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, all of this stuff that is just sucking the life out of us if used improperly. So again, hear me out. YouTube is not the enemy. It's not what I'm saying. It's how we choose to spend our time. We're typically the worst enemy of ourselves, but that's really what makes all the difference. Benjamin Franklin once said, "Lost time is never found again." It's short, it's powerful. That one really hits me hard, but when we waste all that time, it's gone. Like, we don't get it back. Throw out any other ideas I'm missing that I haven't talked about. I'm trying to grow in this year. And I would love to hear other people's thoughts on that as well about it. Are there any ways, tactics that you use to avoid getting sucked into this trap? Let's make sure we're using our time wisely, intentionally, one video at a time. And with that, I ask you, what will you do with these 24 hours that you've been given?